Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time of the day it is that you're listening to this. Welcome back to Walking with Wanzu. My name is Yvette Wanzu, and it's another podcast, another episode. I know I've been away for a hot minute, but you know how it is. Life can get busy, things can get intense, but I'm back, and that is all that matters. How are you really? How have you been doing? How is life treating you? Is it being kind to you? Also, what is this weather? Really, please. I just need someone to give me the email address or the phone number for the DJ who's mixing this weather, because it just now it's not giving what it needs to give. I am so scared and so not a fan of the cold weather. When it is cold, I struggle to function. I am even borderline moody. Like it's a lot, guys. But I'm also reminded of the balance that is life, because we are the ones who will be here complaining about how food prices are hiked and we can't get tomatoes and all that. So it's just part of the cycle of life. So sometimes we get a bit of sun, sometimes we get a bit of rain, just so the farmers can have enough water to do their thing, and just the life can be nourished and replenished and all that. So however much I'm not a fan of the cold weather and the rainy weather, I do appreciate that it's necessary. And just like every other phase of life, it adds a certain kind of value to the cycle of life. So there, if you're having a hard time coping with this weather, maybe you could try and look at it from that perspective. I know I've really missed you guys. To be honest, I feel like we're building a tiny community of people who just understand each other and are just learning from each other. And I'm really, really grateful to all of you who just take the time to be able to download the podcast, to be able to give me feedback. Some of you tell me some of the things that you're experiencing as a result of what it is that you have had and learned. And I'm really, really grateful, not only to be able to have an outlet, but also to be able to share of my experiences. I can just see over the last couple of months that we've been doing this now, I can see the element of growth. I can see how I have been in different phases of life, and I have been able to share that with you people. But I have also had the unique gift of being able to document it, and so the growth is evident. And I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful, and I'm really, really incredibly blessed to be here and to share this with you. I have been thinking a lot about what it is that I wanted to discuss with you people next, and most of the discussions that we have, I would like to let you know that is really very much influenced about the things that I am going through, or the current phases, or the current season that I am in life. And so always know that whenever I reach out to you guys and we talk and we have a conversation and I share with you, it just comes from a very raw and authentic place. I'm very inclined and very drawn to authenticity and realness and rawness, and as a result, that is something that I really try to be able to give in my interactions and in whatever it is that I put and apply myself to. So let's get straight into it. I have been in a really good space. I really have. I feel like God has been so good to me. He has really been, he has been blessing me. My daughter was unwell. She's feeling much better now. I have a cold, but it's subsiding. I'm just I'm in a grateful space. Of course, the job hunt and the job search has been a bit daunting, and I haven't been able to meet the timeline that I had given myself, but I'm not losing hope. I feel like in every season, you just need to go roll with the punches. So whenever I'm faced with difficulty, of course, I'll be down and out for a bit, but I always just try to restructure and just go with the way life is taking you. Because just life requires you to be versatile. So it's been a bit of a bummer that I haven't been able to get a job just yet, but I'm optimistic. I'm exploring other options that I have. I've been able to get a few gigs here and there. Biashara is still there, and so I'm just grateful for small mercies. I'm also grateful that I'm in a very loving and fulfilling relationship. Shout out to you if you're listening. You know who you are. I'm really happy, guys, and I feel incredibly blessed to be in a season where I have found someone who will really we really connect, and we're just two imperfect people who just have so much love to give and just want a companion to be able to do life with, and we're doing just that. And we connect on a very raw and intimate level, and I feel so happy, guys. I'm so happy. I'm so blessed. So shout out to you if you have found love as well, and you're in a good space. You're feeling giddy, you're feeling good, you're feeling blessed, you're feeling excited. Shout out to you. I know you can relate and you know that feeling. So in that same breath, something came up that I really wanted to share with you guys. I know a while back we had spoken about self-sabotage, and that's something that I constantly struggle with a lot, especially since I tend to have depressive episodes, and those of you who know me really, really closely know that I am a sucker for psychology and mental health. Like, I'm those people. Like, I like it when people around me feel supported, they feel happy, they feel loved, and I'm just always like, okay, what's the issue? Like, what could be the deeper reason for someone's actions, or what? Like, I'm really passionate about well-being and wellness as a whole. And I know wellness is a broad and large spectrum, but for the most part of it, it's the psychological part of wellness that I am really, really drawn to. And so whenever I get into my depressive episodes, I try to, it gets really, really bad. Like, the one I had a couple of weeks ago, I want to say it's lasted for even almost a month. I was just in a space where I didn't want to connect with people. Talking on the phone just felt like such a big chore. And so all I had energy to do was just wake up in the morning, do my mommy duties, do my home duties, like, clean the house, just normal things that you can do. Of course, I was still doing the job applications, and whenever I was blessed to do a gig or two, like anything that involves biashara or some work, then I was doing just that. And so I have just been, it's just been an interesting season for me. And as I was doing a bit of self-reflection, and it's something that came up as I was speaking to my partner, I just remember telling them that I just need you to be patient with me, because, and even they say the same thing, that I feel like the love you're experiencing now is not something that you're used to. And I just wanted to pause for a moment and be able to talk to you about how we respond to certain traumatic events in our lives. Now, we all have stories of times when we have put ourselves out there, all of us, and sometimes we're the villain or the victim in the story, and we've all had instances of when we've put ourselves out there in one way or another. It could be a friendship, it could be a union, like a group of people that are coming together. It could be family, it could even just be your significant other, and you put yourself out there 100%, and you just do everything. You invest, emotions, time, money, and then things just blow up in your face, or people just end up burning you or betraying you or doing something that you never really thought they would do. And as a result, you begin to recoil. And so that's blissful ignorance that you have as a child, because children they're so oblivious to danger, and that's why, like, their joy is really, really joy, and their sadness is just really, really sadness, because children they put themselves out there 100%. And one of the reasons why children go through sometimes life very blissfully is because of how oblivious they are to danger. And so as an adult, as you grow up, because of life experiences, especially when you've not had very good experiences, you tend to start to recoil, and sometimes even that shapes your character and how you interact with people. And I have been very fortunate and blessed to have people in my circle or people around me who genuinely care about me. I mean, the 5 friends that I have or the 4 family that the 4 people in my family that I actually talk to, or the 10 or the 20, or just like the people in my circle who I really in my circle genuinely and deeply care for me. I am just surrounded by a community of people who really of individuals, of specific individuals who really genuinely care about me. You know, they want to know how am I okay? They're rooting for me. They help if and when and where they can. And that's just, that's the blessing that I have been able to get in terms of a support system and the people who God has blessed me to be able to have around me. And sometimes as I go through the motions, especially when I'm having a depressive episode, I tend to have the habit of pushing them away, because my way of coping is to be able to recoil. And so I've had instances where people have genuinely just reached out to me. I've had an opportunity to have interactions or friendships or relationships by people who just genuinely care about me and love me and just want to be with me and around me. And because of the few bad experiences I have had, I have noticed that sometimes I tend to either push them away, I self-sabotage, or I just cannot look deep within myself to find that I am worthy of love, like true, pure and genuine love, to be able to have it and get it and to give it back in return. It also just circles back to some of the things that we have had. Maybe it would be either during a fight or during confrontations, or some of the very subliminal comments that we get, maybe even growing up or even into your adulthood. We've had people say certain things about our appearances. Oh my gosh, you're normally so too dark. You're normally so dark. You just, like, how sometimes we just throw comments at people, or you'd be like, oh, your sister is just like, she's so pretty, she's the Beyonce of the family, and you guys are just the background voices or the supporting voices or something. And it just, some of the few comments that we make or that we speak into people's lives that we think sometimes are funny, or we think we're just saying it as it is, could really affect how people view themselves. And I have noticed with a lot of concern that sometimes even when I'm actually doing my makeup, which I'm really getting good at, and I make my hair, or I just, like, anything I do, I self-criticize so much. It's like in my head there's a competition for, I know they're going to criticize anyway, so I might as well give myself all the backlash and all the criticism, so that if someone else says it, I've had it before and it's not as painful. Or it's like, oh, I knew that. And it's getting to the point where sometimes I can't take a compliment, or I cannot believe that I can actually do something and do it really well. It's gotten to a point where sometimes I really question my brilliance, I question my intelligence, I question my beauty, I question my relationships, I question my worthiness, my worth as a human being. And it's something that I have noticed with a lot of concern. And I'm just coming to a point where I'm saying, oh, no, it needs to stop. It needs to stop. And I know that this, just like any other habit or any other thing that you go through, will take a while to be able to unlearn and tune into a space where I am just, because now I'm definitely further along the journey of self-love than I was a year, 2 years ago, but I definitely still have a long way to go. And now I just need to be able to work on knowing that I am a brilliant person. Like, I am smart, I am charismatic, I am beautiful, and I am all that more in a bag of chips. And I just feel like it's a constant thing that I need to be able to remind myself. It's something that I need to constantly work towards and just be able to live it and embody it and envision it time and time again for myself, and also for my daughter, who is closely watching how mommy moves and how mommy behaves and how mommy lives her life. And if there's one thing that as parents that we can do for our kids, is just live our lives as a good example, because it's not so much what you say, it's how you do, it's how you move. And I just want to talk to you, if you're going through a similar space that I am going through, you're doubting yourself a lot, you don't, every time you walk into a space, you just feel like you're not the prettiest girl in the room, you're not the hottest guy in the room, you're not the most amazing person, you feel like opportunities that are given to you, you are not deserving of them. I just want to tell you that you, as much as anybody else, the president of, I don't know, Russia, and the Queen of England, and Pele the footballer, who, God rest his soul, or Ronaldinho, or you just as every other thing that occupies the universe deserves to be here. You're here for a reason, you're here for a purpose. Maybe you're here for a long time or for a short time, but you might as well be here for a good time. And so I'm going to need you to just really look deep within yourself and know and gas yourself up and psych yourself up and believe that you're worthy. You're beautiful, you're handsome, you're smart, you're amazing, and with whatever sauce you bring, because I always like to say that I look at life as this huge pot of soup that is just boiling and boiling, and it's simmering, and we all just can't wait to have a taste of it. Whatever spice it is that you bring to the stew of life, whether your black pepper, your white pepper, your paprika, your some cayenne pepper, nobody can do it like you do. Nobody can spice the way you spice that stew. And I just need you to know that you're unique, you're amazing, and you have a right to be here, and you deserve to be here. You, just like any other child of God and any other being in the universe, have a right to be here. So as you leave, and as I bring this episode to a close, I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to own your space, own it, and just dwell in the fullness of your awesomeness, because that's for exactly who you are. You're awesome. And I never want it to be misconstrued as we come here and as we talk and as we interact with each other, that I'm functioning in just, I'm just in this space where I have reached where I was going and I'm just so amazing and I'm so zen. And no, I am en route every day. I have a lot more wisdom to learn. I have a lot more mistakes to be able to rectify. But as I walk my journey and just get better and better and better every day, I want to bring you along, and I want us to do this together. So I hope you've gotten something from this. Please feel free to reach out to me on my socials, Yvette Wanzo on Instagram. Let's talk. Let me know of some of the things that you have been struggling with in terms of self-doubt and feeling worthy. And let's just encourage each other. You are going to be just fine. God loves you, and so do I. Have a lovely, lovely time, and I will see you on the next one. Love and light. God bless. Bye-bye.